Footnotes from the Life Application Study Bible. The apostles experienced power to do miracles, great boldness in preaching, and God's presence in their lives. Yet, they were not free from hatred and persecution. They were arrested, put in jail, beaten, and slandered by community leaders. Faith in God does not make troubles disappear. It makes troubles appear less frightening because it puts them in the right perspective. Don't expect everyone to react favorably when you share something as dynamic as your faith in Jesus. Some will mock you, some will envy the joy you have, some will feel threatened, and some will just not be interested. Expect some negative reactions, and remember that you must be more concerned about serving God than about the reactions of people. The religious leaders were jealous. People and the apostles were already commanding a great deal of respect among the people, perhaps even more than the religious leaders had ever received. The issue, however, was that the religious leaders demanded respect and reverence for themselves, while the goal of the apostles was to bring respect and reverence to God. The apostles were shown respect not because they demanded it, but because their actions deserved it. The angel of the Lord gave the apostles a command that, when followed, would lead to a brutal flogging. If that strikes you as odd, it is probably because of the prevailing idea among many believers that obedience inevitably leads to blessing, defined as a problem-free, blissful existence. Serious students of the Bible know, however, that obeying God often results in pain and suffering. The forces of evil do not want God's way to prevail. They also recognize that being persecuted for Christ is a deeper kind of blessing. What biblical commands, if obeyed, might result in discomfort for you today? Will you commit to live them out anyway? Suppose someone threatened to kill you if you didn't stop talking or writing about God's work in your life. You might be tempted to keep quiet. But after being threatened by powerful leaders, arrested, jailed, and miraculously released, the apostles went back to preaching. This was nothing less than God's power working through them. When someone is convinced of the truth of Jesus' resurrection and has experienced the presence and power of His Holy Spirit, they have the confidence to speak out for Him. This is just as true for us as it was for the apostles. The temple at daybreak was a busy place. Many people stopped there to pray and worship at sunrise. On this day, the apostles were already there, ready to tell everyone the good news of new life in Jesus Christ. Also at daybreak, the high council of the leaders of Israel was gathering, preparing to question the apostles. This would be no small trial. The religious leaders would do anything to stop these apostles from challenging their authority, threatening their secure position, and exposing their hypocritical motives to the people. The apostles knew their priority. While we should try to live at peace with everyone, conflict with the world and its authorities is sometimes inevitable for a Christian. In some situations, we won't be able to obey both God and human authority. At those times, we must obey God and trust His word as the ultimate truth. Let Jesus' words in Luke chapter 6, verse 22 encourage you. What blessings await you when people hate you and exclude you and mock you and curse you as evil because you follow the Son of Man?